I think purely from a driving perspective and purely from, if you're looking only at yourself, I think, the challenge that represents in IndyCar, where everyone have the same cars, everyone have the same chance, is really enjoyable. And that's something for me when I was running in sort of towards the back of the grid teams in Formula One. You sort of miss that feeling to be able to look at the timesheet and say, yeah, he's P1, and how far are we from P1? What can we do to close that gap, and have that realistic chance to win and be on the podium. And that's something that when you're not in one of the top cars in Formula One, you miss that feeling, and that's something that I've realized a lot this year. It's been interesting to learn on the ovals, how much people might think it's simple when it's flat on like a qualifying run, but it's so much more to it, and every impact you do on the steering wheel makes a difference. How much steering lock you put in the corner, how much you open the wheel at the exit of the corners, what line you use, how late you turn in. All these small details makes a big difference on the oval, especially on a qualifying run. And also the way you adjust your tools, your weight jacker, your bars, all these small things is what makes a difference the last couple of half to 1 mile an hour. And I think that's something that comes with knowledge, but also with trying to understand what the car needs. And that's been interesting for me to find out as well this month. Obviously, for me being my first ever oval race, I think I have to have the expectations a bit lower down, and I take it as steps. I have my goals set in my mind. So, my first goal is to finish the race. The second goal is to try and be in the top 10. And if we are in the top 10 when it's the last 30 laps, we're gonna go for it, But it's I think it's important for me being my first ever oval race. I'm still learning a lot out there, so we have to sort of keep the expectations in check. But I know how much it means for everyone, and especially all the guys in our team, so it works day and night for us to do well. So I'm gonna give my all out there, and let's see what we can do. I would say turn 1 is probably the trickiest one of the track. You're reaching quite high top speed there before you're turning in, and you need to the car is always moving a bit around there in turn 1. And then turn 2 actually seems like the first time you go, it seems quite easier, but it's actually easy to get caught out there because the crosswind is coming there a lot, and I think especially in traffic it is easy to lose the car there. So I think turn 2 has become like one of the more trickier corners. And then for me, turn 3 and 4 for me feels the car always feels a bit more stable in them 2 corners, with 4 being probably, I hate using the word easy, but it's the easiest corner of the 4 out there. But they're all different, all 4 of them are different, and depending on the wind, it's also changing a lot. So you need to be there with your tools to sort of adjust depending on what the wind is doing and how the car is behaving. The biggest thing that I'm still learning and still feeling like I'm sort of lacking a bit of is the timing, in traffic. So you're in traffic, you get the slipstream, and it's so easy to get a bit too close in the corner, and then you don't get on throttle, and you sort of lose that momentum going out on the straights, and you cannot get the pass done. And that was like the first couple of days I was so frustrated with myself because it felt like every time I sort of messed up that timing, and I was like, damn it, I missed it, But then that's getting better and better with experience, and I felt like on Monday on practice I managed to get that timing better and better and managed to pull off a few good passes. So I think that's the biggest sort of learning curve for me, that I've had to sort of try and get that timing and understand that timing. And also, it's so powerful where you place the car when you're behind someone. If you can find some air for your front wing, it really helps so much. And that's also something that's been a learning curve for me. A lot, I think, but one of the first things, he was with me in Texas for the first oval test I did in April, and one of the first things he told me was like, take it step by step, build up to it, don't try and stress it, make it come to you. And that's, I think one of the best advice I've got, to just, take it step by step, and also he said, if something is not feeling comfortable, don't be afraid to pit, and tell it instead of going out and having a shunt, because if you do a small mistake here, it's no small mistakes on an oval, it's always a big one, obviously. So I think that's been some of the things he's told me, and then it's been lots of small things as well along the way, but he's been very helpful. I'm sure he's keeping some of the secrets in his pocket, but no, he's been very good for me.